Hey there, MS Fuji here. It's been quite a while. We're getting right into it. I wanted to talk about the War Thunder update, the social aspect, the reaction of the community when the game became almost unplayable in terms of economy, in-game economy. Well, obviously, even even the real money for the planes. I think the real money you have to put in for the planes is still some crazy amounts. Like 60, $70 a plane or something like that. Depends on the model, I guess. But anyway, I digress. When was this? In May? Yeah. This issue came to a head on May, I believe, where for years on end, many big YouTube War Thunder creators, as well as the community in general, had been pointing out this issue of the game not being playable because of economy, where you play the game, you get your standard XP and in-game currency money, but it's just not enough to cover for almost even the repair costs. Because War Thunder, for people who don't play War Thunder, there's a mechanism where after you play the match, you earn the money. Whatever damages you took, your vehicles took, your tanks, your planes, that gets transferred into an amount which gets cut from your profits from the match. Almost like a real economy, like tax. So this got to a point where it was just not playable. You do your level best, an average player gets like 2 kills, 3 kills a match of 15 players for 20 minutes roughly. And an extremely good player gets around 10 kills, and that's also not every single match. Now, an extremely good player was also barely getting even with the profits. That's how bad it got. And an average player just could not play. You'd have to play, wait for a while, play again, and then just stick to lower tier, lower levels, lower battle ratings. You just couldn't progress because it wasn't worth it. Now that caused the entire community to, well, kind of do a video game Viva la Revolution. I don't know. Like everybody revolted, everybody made a huge fuss. I observed. I was like, you know what, maybe I should participate. There's two main directions it took, and I'm gonna compare this to the Sonic movie by, I forgot who was it by? Paramount? I don't remember. The Sonic movies. The first one, obviously. The second one is, there's no issue with the second one. There's two routes that the reaction of the people took. One was review bombing, one reaction or one way of grabbing Gaijin's attention. Gaijin is the company that makes the video game War Thunder. The way was to review bomb on Steam. The other route was to organize player support, make Discord groups, make like set up meetings and make demands. This is where I compare it with Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog's animation art style, I guess, not animation, art style, the character's art style. I don't know what they were going with, if that was what Sonic looked like originally. If you all know, if you all don't, what are you doing? This is a spoiler many years late. But Sonic the Hedgehog had a horrible design in the first trailer of the movie. And not to say that, the people were working with MS Paint, the design was nice, it was just a different design. It wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog. It was some random hedgehog painted pink. Like that, the time I saw a meme of was it an alligator or a crocodile in some zoo where they didn't find a zebra? Just painted it black and white stripes and called it a zebra and called it a day. But yeah, for whatever reason, they came up with that horrible design. For the first time I saw huge public backlash. It had a really good impact that very quickly, in record time, the studio redesigned and reanimated Sonic the Hedgehog to fit the bill much better. So it's not like they didn't have the capability. They very much had the capability. I guess they just thought of going the unnecessarily weird realistic route. Like that social backlash as such, which I guess was mostly just an online backlash, caused the studio to do the right thing. Now, that scenario opposed to the War Thunder scenario, where the social backlash kind of caused the company to get into a fight with the community. Not exactly, but somewhat. And the community itself just started infighting. The issue that I talked about in the first video, where there's random people, I think in either in Twitch chats or somewhere else, where the whole concept was to go seal clubbing, apparently, which I had never heard of before. Probably because I live under an internet rock. I don't think this is new. I just think it's new to me. And the concept was that they would just go around bullying new players on War Thunder. Old players would go around bullying new players in War Thunder and make them quit the game. So that weirdly, their logic was, I guess, that enough people, Gaijin sees enough new people stopping to play the game, they would do something about it. It was, now that I think about it after a few months, it's really twisted. That you're gonna go and hurt new players because you got hurt, and I use the word hurt really lightly. It's a freaking video game. Get off your asses. Go touch some grass if it's that much of an issue for you. But anyway, that's just weird. There's that. There's some stuff I heard about the Discord groups where people just started infighting. Because obviously, people have different opinions, human beings. People think differently, people have different perspectives, viewpoints. That's even taught in artwork. There is 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, all the way to I think 5, 6, or 7 point perspective. Just use that in the human context. You can see something from one angle which you wouldn't be able to see from another angle. But no, apparently cancel culture logic was prevalent, which again I don't understand concept of cancel culture properly or fully, and also I don't wish to understand. It's just stupid. But apparently stuff like people banning other people from the Discord server, and all of this is apparently and allegedly, because this is something I heard. I have not gone to check this, so this is not factual information. Let me give that disclaimer as I speak about it. This is just all hearsay, I guess, for me at least. But people not liking another person's opinion of what change should be made in War Thunder and banning them because they were one of the first people in the server, so they got the power of moderator. At that point, I don't think your problems with the game. I don't think your issues with War Thunder. Like, if you're willing to kick out somebody out of a pseudo virtual social environment just because they think a tank should have less weathering on its texture and you think it should have more weathering on its texture. Again, example, this is not what actually happened, I guess, but this is completely hypothetical example I'm giving. Or a plane's maximum speed or acceleration in your understanding should have been different from somebody else's understanding. Or even a bit more into it, like even like on the game's economy, somebody else goes, oh, there should be less boosters and more just money making through match, playing the matches, and you were like, no, we should get more powerful boosters. Things like that. You're gonna kick somebody out of a Discord server for that. I know a lot of shit goes down. It's the internet at the end of the day. I know a lot of shit goes down in Discord servers as well. I'm not completely, how to put this, cut off from that side of human virtual society. I'm not cut off from that angle of it. This didn't feel bad, it just felt pathetic. uh, I don't know how to explain. It felt pathetic. And that, at the end of the day, oh yeah, another thing. There's one thing where people were gonna not play the game for 14 days. Some people, including me, thought it was just one day, and then later on it was like, no, it's 14 days. For 2 weeks, we won't play the game. Up till the major, like the next update, which was, I think, La Royale was the name of the update. How many games get such nice, like, biannual updates? Like, I think more than updates more than biannually. Gets more new shit in the game. And yeah, there's bugs and shit, but it works eventually. Anyway, I digress. I keep digressing constantly. My bad. What was like you're gonna not, like, the whole community is just magically not gonna play the game, and then that'll scare War Thunder, and then they'll do something. First of all, most of their revenue is from premium. People pay real money. That's where they get most of their revenue. So that, in hindsight, was never gonna work. Just ran the mass number of players. Maybe not as much as what I think Gaijin's number was, like 90% of our players are free to play players. I don't think so, but I do think it's the majority by a good margin. And again, the company has statistics. We don't know if they're lying or they're telling the truth. They could be. Community, I'm not sure. Somebody did the research on that. Fantastic. I did not. Again, disclaimer. But a lot of the players are free to play players. Now, it wouldn't work. Because you're free to play players. You go away, it doesn't change anything for the game. If anything, it just increases the wait time for other players. That's all. Now, the other issue was when this thing was hyped up, like, oh, we're not gonna play, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, blah, 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 blah. I didn't play for one day because I wanted to see what happens. I was like, okay, let's see. Let's participate in this. I didn't do the Steam review bombing specifically because I didn't have the game from Steam. I had it from Steam a while back. I had uninstalled and gotten it back straight from the website. I don't know why I didn't feel like review bombing from Steam when I didn't have it from Steam. Anyway. Now, I went in the second day of the so-called ban on playing War Thunder. Then the player numbers went up. I don't know how. The player numbers went up from like 60, 70,000 to 100,000. And I believe the whole issue garnered so much attention that I think some mainstream news channel also covered it. Which, anyways, it was the War Thunder video game is on track to that anyway due to constant military secret classified leaks, which is a whole another video or topic of discussion of its own. But yeah, to conclude, I guess, I don't know where to stand on this issue of social group reactions, so-called quote-unquote community reactions, and them causing institutions who make stuff that all of us use to change how they do it. There's an example that I've put forth in this video about Paramount and Sonic, which worked out fantastic. And then there's the horrid example of War Thunder, one of my favorite games. Come play War Thunder. It's almost fun. Which was just that scenario. Just no, thanks. No, thank you. If I was to give my opinion, this is not, it's subjective. Review bombing, while again a social like kind of thing, worked fantastic. There was structure to it. There was a system which was established. That system and structure of reviewing worked, and that did cause a positive reaction. Is what my belief is. My belief is War Thunder decided to change it up because of the Steam review bombing. Now, the other aspect where there was a community building event, everywhere is like, no, we won't play. There's Discord groups being formed. There's discussion about what demands should be set. It's a video game community. By default, there's no such thing as a structure to a video game community. There's no hierarchy. You forced a hierarchy. You need somebody on the top, somebody on the bottom to have an institutional. You're trying to form a community institution. Is like some weird shit. I don't know. That A didn't work. B felt weird. C just exposed even more than before, and also exasperated, I guess, like toxicity or like people just being shit. I don't want to use the word toxicity. People use words too leniently nowadays. Just people being shit to each other. Unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. At the end of the day, it's all images. It's PNGs moving around frame by frame. I didn't get it. I don't know what to think about it. What do you think about it? Let me know. Hope you, well, I don't know. It feels weird saying, hope you had fun, listen to me rambling, enjoyed listening to me rambling. But I hope I could give some food for thought. And what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Everest Fuji. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Janne. Matane.